These are all my different image plates. I have to apologise, you can see the light there and the other light there. Let me take you through. These are my Konad plates. Some of them, 3 of them were random on eBay, but the rest I bought specifically because I loved them, and these are my 2 most favourite plates ever. I use them the most. They were absolutely worth the money. They cost me about £7 each, which is a lot of money. This one is M57, and there's my camera in the background. And this one is M60, and this one is my all-time favourite plate. You can see the scratches on it, I've used it so much. And this paisley design is just so beautiful. The flowers are really handy, I love the stripes. This one I did pick because it is such a handy plate to have. You've got basic flowers, bows, stars, hearts, you see the hearts, flowers. This is plate M3. Absolutely brilliant. Now let me show you my cheapest plates. My cheapest ones are this set from eBay. They appear online quite a lot, and sometimes they have a brand name and sometimes they don't. I bought them under the name GCOCL, but sometimes they don't even have a brand name. And this is the brand that does the Hello Kitty image. You see? I bought this set for the Hello Kitty plate because I knew I'd be making videos and people would be requesting it. And I thought it would just be handy to have all of the rest of these. If you look at that Hello Kitty and you look at the size of my nail, I really wish it was smaller. It's so hard to get that on my nail. If she was just a tiny bit smaller, it would be so much better for me. But what I wanted to show you is the bow. Now look at the bow. Do you see in the middle? These 2 bows, and then compare that to my Konad plate. The bows on here, if it will focus, have a lot more detail in the design. You can see the little creases in the centre, whereas the bows on the cheap plate look really bad. You can hardly see any detail at all, and this is the difference. This is the difference between buying expensive plates and cheap plates. You really do get what you pay for. So it's up to you how much money you want to spend on your favourite thing. So personally, I think it's worth spending extra money on getting really good quality flowers, bows and stars, because you're going to use them over and over again. But it's totally fine for me to have a really cheap plate with Christmas trees on, because I'm hardly ever going to use it. So hang on, focus. It's not focusing. There we go. Christmas trees and things. I don't mind that these aren't that great at stamping because I'm not going to use them very often. But again, look at the size of that. I can't fit it on my nail. These cheap plates, which you get on eBay, I think you get them on bornprettystore.com. I don't know. I've never used them. I don't know if they're any good. But they're all octagonal and they don't have any kind of backing on them. So they're quite sharp. Konad plates always have backing on them to stop you from cutting yourself, and these don't. The images aren't very crisp, and then many of them don't stamp very well. My Hello Kitty plate, 80% of the time her chin doesn't stamp properly, and it's really annoying. So, you know, they're great for a start out. If you just want to buy some cheap plates, they're good. This is the second set of Bundle Monster plates. Bundle Monster have made 2 sets so far, and this is the second set of 25 plates. I bought them on Amazon America. It cost about £18 altogether, including postage to the UK, so that was amazing because of 25. When I compare them to these really cheap GCOCL plates, the quality is so much better. They're about the same price, but they're much, much better quality. They all have a backing on them, so they don't cut your hands. The images have a lot of detail, not as much as Konad, but a lot more than those octagonal plates have. There's a good variety of designs. There are a few issues with these plates. I do have some tarnishing on one of them, which happened as soon as I bought it. I didn't even do that. And some of the images don't stamp as well as I would like them to. Sometimes there's little gaps. And also a few of the plates don't seem to be etched as deeply as Konad plates are. So you're not getting Konad quality with the Bundle Monster plates. You're getting almost Konad quality. If Konad was 10 out of 10, I would give Bundle Monster 8 out of 10. I love this one. They're pretty damn good and they are amazing for the price, but they're not the best on the market. Everybody should get them though. I do think they are fantastic. I am quite annoyed there's a lot of these French tip designs because I can't do anything with them and they're really hard to line up now. This is plate 223. I don't know if you can see, but at the top of this design, it's kind of going a bit rusty. I've never used this design. That is not nail polish. And I've even tried to clean it with remover. It doesn't come off. Now you see you wouldn't get that on Konad. Konad are better quality. Okay, let's talk about scrapers. I used to have 4, but I think I seem to have thrown one away. So now I only have 3. These are both Konad, the Konad metal scraper and the plastic scraper, and then I've got a store card. When I bought this set of these plates, there was a scraper in with it like this, but it was metal with a completely straight metal blade, and it was absolutely useless. This is the reason why. This is the Konad scraper. And if you can see, it has a slightly curved metal blade. Can you see it's ever so slightly curved? The curve allows you to press on the plate and even under pressure, scrape away all of the polish. With the cheap scraper I used to have, this blade was completely straight. It had no curve at all. And it meant when I scraped the polish off, most of it was left on the plate and the image wasn't clean. So that scraper was terrible and I threw it away almost immediately. If you're having problems with stamping, it could be the scraper. So the Konad metal scraper is fantastic. However, look what it has done to my all-time favourite plate. Can we see? You see all the scratches? Oh my god. And I don't know, that just makes me sad. I don't like it when it scratches the plates. You can see on Hello Kitty how scratched that plate is. Now I think after a while you're going to end up damaging the images. Personally, that's what I think. A lot of people will probably disagree and they'll think that there's no problem at all and they'll keep using the metal scraper and that's totally cool, but personally I think it damages the plates. So I stopped using the metal scraper even though it is extremely good, and I started to use a store card which I clearly couldn't be bothered to clean. Yes, and I cut it. It's an IKEA family card and I cut the edges off so that it was a nice manageable shape. Now this works really well. Oh, there's a fan in the background. It works really well because you can apply pressure and bend the plastic to just the right angle to scrape the polish off properly. However, a lot of the time it's hard to get that angle right. So I was still having problems with this. And then someone was talking about Konad doing a plastic scraper. I found it on eBay UK, it cost me £3. Is it here? It has a pretty straight blade, but because it's plastic it bends a little bit, just a little bit. I have used it on my Konad plates, my Bundle Monster plates. It has done a perfect job. Because it's cut in this way, I can put my thumb on and apply pressure perfectly. Whereas with the store card, I kept applying pressure in the wrong place and getting it wrong. It's also much cleaner the polish is only here, whereas on the store card it's all over it. So personally, this is my absolute favourite. And because it's plastic, it is not damaging your plates at all. I would totally recommend this. Or if not, try using a credit card or a store card, something you don't mind destroying, because it is going to get covered in nail polish, and nail polish remover actually melts the magnetic band on the back. You see, it's melted off. So it has to be a card you don't mind ruining. Let's move on to the stampers. This stamper is the only good thing, really, that came out of this set. I love it. I started out just buying this one. This is the Konad double-ended stamper. You have a big pink end, like this, for the larger full image designs. And then you've got this itty bitty little green one, which is excellent. This is so good when you want to pick up something like a flower. It is exactly the right size, so you can pick it up easily without missing it, and then you have a lot more control when you're rolling it onto the nail. I really, really love the green side, but I was having a lot of problems with this side. It's not quite flexible enough, and when I was trying to put big images on my nails, I wasn't able to rock it and roll it in the right motion, and it was kind of annoying me. People online were saying that a smaller stamper like this gives you a lot more control. You can hold it much further down and you can manipulate it better. So I bought it in this set with these. This isn't Konad, this is a fake Konad. I took a nail file, I filed off the top so that the polish would stick to it better, and it is absolutely excellent. It is much better than the Konad. I find that I have a lot more control and I can put things just where I want them. So I really, really love this little guy. If you can only afford one, I would recommend getting the little one. If you can afford two, get the big one so that you have this green end, which is super useful for little icons you want to place on your nails. The final thing, oh my god, I'm losing my voice, is special polishes. I've been asked this about 3 times in the last week. Special polishes, do you need them? Can you use regular polish? Well, I bought 5 mini Konad polishes, and I thought that these would be kind of a trial run to see if I liked using them. And that was a really good idea. I'm so glad I didn't buy the full bottles of Konad polish because I really don't like it. For starters, this is the white one. It smells just like whiteout fluid or Tipex, and that instantly seems a bit dodgy. I mean, what the hell am I putting on my nails? All special polishes for stamping are very thick and very goopy, and are not like regular nail polish. If you try to use them on your nails as a regular nail polish, it's just never going to dry because it's such a weird formula. And this formula is perfect for stamping. The problem is with these special polishes, one, you're very limited to the colours you happen to have bought. It's much nicer to be able to use your regular nail polish collection. And 2, the second you put top coat on, they streak. They streak so badly. The amount of times I ruined the designs I had done when I started out, I mean, it just made me so mad. The only top coats that don't streak these Konad polishes, or any other special polish, are the Konad top coat, which takes a really long time to dry, or Seche Vite. Now Seche Vite is fine, it works really well with these special polishes. I use it in my tutorials sometimes, but I have 2 different issues with Seche Vite. First of all, it contains toluene, which isn't a very good chemical. It's not good for your health. And secondly, whenever I put Sashvit on my nails, it instantly kind of, after about an hour, it shrinks back a bit and all my nail polish chips off the ends after like an hour. It's so annoying, so I've stopped using Sashvit. And that means all these polishes are useless because I don't have a top coat anymore that will work with them. So I much prefer finding regular nail polishes that will work instead of these Konad polishes. Here are a few that do. This Nails Inc St John's Wood is a gorgeous chalky purple. It looks a lot like Spontaneous by China Glaze or a Grape Fit by OPI, but it's quite thick and chalky, and that again makes it great for stamping. I used it in my simple wavy bundle monster design a few weeks ago. Other ones that are good, this is the best black I've ever used, Wet n Wild Wild Shine in black cream. I had to buy this on eBay. A lot of people have said it was great for stamping, and they're right. It is absolutely excellent. It gives you a really solid black finish. I'll show you that later. Other ones, well, I watched a video by Dandy Nails, and she had a video about polishes that work for stamping, and she had the Sally Hansen Insta-Dry. Now, I have seen So Guess What 11 and Dandy Nails using these for stamping and saying they were amazing, but I couldn't get them in England and it was really annoying. I did find someone on eBay who sold them, but they ended up being £5 each, and I was a bit hesitant to spend the money on them in case they didn't work. So I watched Dandy Nails' video. She used all of these. She showed the results. It looked really good. So I've got Whirlwind White. So Guess What 11 uses that all the time. It always looks amazing. I've got Brisk Blue and Lightning. I haven't tried them yet. I'm going to try them for the first time today. But because they're a thick, creamy formula, they should be really good for stamping. And I would much rather have one of these, which I can also paint my nails with, than spend £5 on one of these, which is tiny compared to it, which I can't paint my nails with. Okay, let's start out with some zebra print from Konad plate M57. I'm going to print it onto my white nails with both Konad black and then the Wet n Wild Wild Shine black cream. Before we start, there is one thing I want to show you, and that is how to hold the scraper when you scrape the polish off the image. Now, if you hold it at a 90-degree angle like this and scrape the polish off the image, what you're actually doing is taking way too much polish out of the image, and you end up with quite a thin design on the nail. If you hold the scraper like this, as flat as you can, and scrape across, you end up leaving a lot more polish in the gaps, and you get a much deeper colour on the nail when you stamp it on. I always hold my scraper as flat as I can to leave as much polish in the grooves as I can. If you hold it like this, you're just going to scrape way too much polish out, and you're going to end up with a not very good image on the nail. I'm going to be using my single stamper. I always use this when I'm doing full image designs. You can't see what the hell you're doing when you're doing it like that. The best way is always to make kind of like a claw with your hand, hold the image up to your nail, line it up, and then roll both your finger and the stamper, roll both of them, and then come away. And support your finger with your thumb as well, and always do it like that. That is the Konad Black. And this brings me to cleanup. Where's my... oh yeah. I actually showed you this in another video. This is a crocodile clip on a stick. This comes in a set of chalks that I have for card making. And what I do, so you should be able to get it in a craft store or maybe online, type in like crocodile clip or something. I get a bit of cotton wool and I put it in the jaws of the crocodile clip. I get my polish remover. Do not use a moisturising one, it'll leave oil on your plate and you don't want that. So I get my polish remover and just take a little itty bit. I'm using Sally Hansen acetone free if you're interested. It's pretty good but it's not great. And then it means I can hold my cotton wool and clean my image. Clean it after every design, every nail. You always clean it like that. And I'm ready to go for the next design. Let's try it with the Wet n Wild Wild Shine Black Cream. Well, I've missed the corner off that one, but never mind. See if I can roll it on. Ooh. Now you see there's the difference. Can you see? The Wet n Wild has kind of jumped a little bit. So I've ended up with a bit of like a grainy line going across, whereas the Konad is a bit cleaner. Neither of them are perfect, it's probably my fault. And also, I've got this little dry bit here that wants to come off, because the Wet n Wild polish does dry extremely fast. And I stupidly talked to you in the middle of doing it, and I shouldn't have done that. However, if you look at the pigment on both the nails, the Konad is a little bit darker, the pigment is better, but for a regular polish, this Wet n Wild polish is pretty good. It's quite black and rich. Still not quite as good as the Konad, but I always prefer to use regular polishes. It is the best black I've ever found. If you know of a better black, then leave a comment. But I think that's pretty good. This is plate M51 from the GCOCL, and I haven't actually taken off the wrapper yet. A lot of these plates come with plastic wrappers. I'll clean the image just a little bit to make sure there's no glue left on it. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to stamp this flower onto my black nails with the blue polish. Now this is going to be a test to see if this blue will work on black polish. This is a good time to use my little stamper because it's the right size to pick up that small image. Pick it up. Okay. That is stamped really well. For a blue polish on top of black nail polish, you can really see the design. However, the design itself isn't very crisp. It's a bit rubbish, and that's because I used this cheap plate. So this is the image I just used on the GCOCL plate. Let's use this flowery image here on plate M20 from Konad and see the difference in the actual quality of the design. And you can see every time the scraper is working brilliantly. I love that Konad plastic scraper. Oh my god, that's gorgeous. Look, 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 look. This is the difference, folks, okay? I've still got a fuzzy bit on the end. Okay, and I've got a chip on the end. I know, I know. This is the difference. This here on my index finger is a really cheap plate. On my middle finger, it's a Konad plate. Can you see the difference in the images, the quality, the detail and the swirls? It is so much better. And this Brisk Blue by Sally Hansen Insta-Dry is amazing. Dandy Nails, I love you. Thank you so much for making that video. Okay, let's try something else. I'm going to try out my white. And seeing how I've already used the black nails, whoops, I'll have to do the white on the blue nails. I'm going to use Sally Hansen Insta-Dry in Whirlwind White first of all. Whenever you have an image which has got a lot of space in it, it's really difficult because you end up getting thick bits and thin bits. Ew, ew, no, 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 do you see that? Ew, that looks terrible. This is the problem with these images. Let's try those flowers instead, they're much better. Let's clean that up. We'll try these instead. These flowers, they are much easier to do. These big spaces are so difficult. We'll try these flowers. Okay, and I'm gonna stamp them on my thumb. Ooh, that's not too great. It looks pretty, but it's a bit see-through. Let's try with the Konad white. And again, hold it really flat, spread it across. This is going to be much better. This is instantly going to be much better. Yeah, okay. And there's the difference. I'm really kind of disappointed. I wanted that Whirlwind White to be amazing and it's not. I have tried China Glaze White and OPI Alpine Snow, and I've also tried Sally Hansen White On, and none of them have been very good. They're always too see-through. The best white is always the Konad white, and it is so much better. So yeah, it looks like the Whirlwind White does kind of suck. I'm really disappointed about that. However, let's look at the image. This is the Bundle Monster image. Remember, 25 plates for £18. That image is really good. It's nice and crisp. It still went a little bit wrong in the middle. I still make mistakes. Everybody always does. But it's pretty damn good. Finally, I have 2 nails left. And I'm going to show you the easiest form of stamping. The easiest thing to do is always small little images. Clean up. The St. John's wood. This is pretty good for stamping. Okay, oh, where am I doing it? I'm doing it there. Ooh, you see, that's a really good polish. That is excellent. That's almost Konad quality. That looks flipping amazing. So, if you can get your hands on this, St. John's Wood by Nails Inc. Have to be on eBay or something. It is great for stamping. I really want to try though my Lightning by Sally Hansen Insta-Dry. On, there we go, I'll put it right next to it. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I know the design sucks. It's not about that, it's about the polish. Let's try for Audrey by China Glaze. This is really thick and goopy and terrible to paint on your nails. It might mean that it's amazing for stamping. I don't know. Let's have a look. We shall see. I'm going to have to stick it on one of my black nails because I'm running out of room. Nope. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. It's too see-through. Ugh. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, don't use for Audrey. It's terrible. No, no, no. I like to use a nail polish remover pen. This OPI one's got a spare nib in the back. And you can actually refill it, which is amazing. And you can see, look, I quite like using this. It's filthy. But you can just take it across your nail and clean up all that excess. This is the Konad. And this is the non-Konad. If I try and use a regular top coat with the Konad polish, it should ruin it. I'm touching so lightly. And look. Anytime you like. Come on, focus. There we go. Look. That is what happens with Konad polishes. It just streaks it really badly. Let's try the out the door with the Sally Hansen Insta Dry. Oh, that's fantastic. That didn't streak at all. It's perfect. Right, let's try the Seche Vite on this Konad White. It's gone a bit thick, but it should be okay. I'm touching as lightly as is humanly possible. There we go. So, the Zebra Print is the Konad polish with a regular, very good quality top coat. And you can see, focus, 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 how it streaks. My thumb is Konad White with Seche Vite on top, and it has not streaked. Hardly at all. I can't even really see any streaks. It's patchy, but it didn't streak. So if you choose to buy the Konad polishes, which give you a really good pigment, as you can see how much better the Konad is, you really must get Seche Vite or the Konad top coat. Oh my god, I've lost my voice. That is the end of the video. I've ended up with some really weird looking nails. But hopefully it's helped you a little bit with your stamping and helped you to get better results. I would always recommend, when you're about to take a manicure off, do some stamping and practice it. Don't try and do stamping the very first time when you're about to go out somewhere and you want a great manicure. You need to practice. It's a pain in the arse, but when you get it right, it looks amazing. I mean, that's just so pretty. I really like that. If you remember, this is the Konad plate with the Sally Hansen Brisk Blue polish stamping on it. It looks amazing. Whereas that one looks terrible because that's the cheap octagonal plate. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching. Any more questions, obviously, just ask. It's totally fine. And I'll see you next time where, thank God, I won't be talking. Bye guys.